for a very interesting climate. And what BABJA does really is about three things. And so one of them is that we are here to serve as a resource for working journalists and just getting together from time to time and helping each other with the trials and tribulations and things that go on in the newsrooms across the country is a valuable resource. The other thing that we do is that we give scholarship money to people who are interested in pursuing journalism. We are mentors, we are coaches to people, and I'll tell you that in the last 10 years, before I say this, I want you to know BABJA is an all-volunteer organization. It's all volunteer. In the last 10 years, from our efforts and for people like you coming out and giving just a few dollars at a time, we've given over $60,000 directly to students for school. So that's right. And then we hold trainings and workshops and panels like this. That's the third thing that we do. So I hope you enjoy the evening. So as I hand over to Eddie Masonette, I want to thank him and Sarah. Sarah Allen was checking you in over at the door. Eddie will be up in a second. And the rest of the board members that are constantly helping behind the scenes. I want to thank the New Parkway Theater, Moses and Ayana, the Legacy Group and Sports Fan Journal for helping us out with this particular event. Again, please go on to babja.org. It's very simple, babja, B-A-B-J-A.org, and you can donate there. And again, pretty much most of our money goes to either putting on events like this or straight to students for college expenses. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a good evening. And Eddie, come on up.
First of all, thank you all for coming out. It's like a great crowd, and I'm really excited to have this conversation because the four people on this panel, in a lot of ways, represent some of my aspirations, career aspirations, and so this is going to be a really good time. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my phone on silent. I'm going to hope you guys put your phone on silent as well because I struggle with that from time to time. And I'm going to start with a monologue that I'm really inspired by, and I'm going to go into some brief introductions. All right. Good evening. Tonight is a conversation of social justice, activism, and politics in our sports. In this moment of gathering, a selected panel of influencers talking to our friends, family, and community at large in attendance, along with dialogue to take back into our daily walk. Because we cannot ignore the realities of the current state of America, the events of the past year have put a spotlight on the injustice, distrust, and anger that plague so many of us. The system is broken. The problems are not new. The violence is not new. And the racial divide is definitely not new. But the urgency to create change is at an all-time high. We gather here tonight accepting our roles in uniting communities to be the change we need to see. We stand before you as fathers, sons, husbands, brothers, uncles, and in my case, a black and brown man raised by men who served in our military and in the police force. But Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Laquan McDonald, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, this is also our reality. Generations ago, legends like Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, John Carlos, and Tommy Smith, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, Billie Jean King, Arthur Ashe, and Oakland's own Bill Russell all set a model for what athletes should stand for. So we choose to follow in their footsteps. But the racial profiling has to stop. The shoot-to-kill mentality has to stop. Not seeing the value of black and brown bodies has to stop. But also the retaliation has to stop. The endless gun violence in places like Chicago, Dallas, Orlando, and here in San Francisco and Oakland, it has to stop. Enough. Enough is enough. Now, as athletes, media members, sports fans, and humans, it's on us to challenge each other to do even more than we already do in our own communities. And the conversation, it cannot stop and as our schedules continue to get busy again. It won't always be convenient. It won't. It won't always be comfortable, but it is necessary. We all feel helpless and frustrated by the violence. We do. But that's not acceptable. It's time to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we doing to create change? It's not about being a role model. It's not about our responsibility to the tradition of activism. It's about doing even better and even more for all of us. This year, Muhammad Ali would turn 75 years of age, a dope. But to do his legacy any justice, let's use this moment as a call to action for for all of us to educate ourselves. It's for these issues to speak up, to use our influence, and to renounce all violence. And most importantly, go back into our communities, invest our time, our resources, help rebuild them, help strengthen them, help change them. We all have to do better. Thank you.